I want to tell you a story about I used to have this goofy spiritual principle that if hi Bonnie, hi Donna, that if I returned my shopping cart to the place wherever it needed to be returned, somehow that I was, I don't know, spiritually fit, doing God's will. I don't know, just a goofy spiritual principle. And I think it comes from being kind of wild in my youth and not really being a rule follower. Hello, Fiona. And so this was just one of these silly rules that I made up for myself. And today I was at Trader Joe's doing some shopping for the holiday. My grandchildren are going to do we're having a sleepover tomorrow, and I didn't return my shopping cart. I don't know why. I do know why because I'm human. And I just, parked it up on the curb. You know how I didn't hit anyone else's car, it wasn't near anyone else's car. It was in a safe place, not the spiritually fit, ideal place. I wasn't being perfect. Well, anyway, this big car, big van had pulled in, and as she was hopping out, and she's up high, and she pulled in and she's up high and she looks down at the cart, and then she looks at me inside the car, and I was so surprised with my reaction, with my feeling. As, a coach and having been coached, I've gotten good through the years being able to know what I'm feeling. And that's kinda cool as an artist because that's what I hope to express in my art. But anyway, what surprised me hi, Rebecca, was that I felt shame. I felt shame, and it just surprised me. I didn't judge it. I didn't make a big deal about it. Instead, I get curious when I have feelings that are not particularly empowering, and shame, I would put in that category. And what was underneath it was, I've done something wrong. And when I think that thought, I've done something wrong, that's the first feeling that comes up for me is shame. And I also know how to process feelings. And so the way I do it, which I want to share with you, because there's probably going to be a lot of feelings during this next week, is name it. I named it. It was shame. And then I just let it be there or be here in the car with me. And I didn't push it down. And I just let it be here. And it passed pretty quickly because I wasn't pushing it down. And then I got curious about what was underneath it. And it was that thought that somehow I've done something wrong. Now, what does that have to do with our art or making art or the joy of art? I equate it to this. When I am making art or we are making art, it's as if I know it sounds goofy, but I mean, come on, feeling ashamed for not taking your cart back is stranger things have happened. It's as if when we're working on a piece of art or we're in a class or we're by ourselves or we're practicing, we're just making art just for the joy of it. It's as if the piece, the work looks back at us and says, "You've done something wrong." And I've experienced this, and I don't know if any of y'all have ever experienced it. You can give me an emoji if you ever have. That while you're making art, the most beautiful, wonderful thing in the world, I'm thinking I'm doing it wrong and I've done something wrong. And the what that and I know that thoughts elicit feelings, and that is not a feeling. Shame or disappointment or judgment is not a feeling that will encourage anyone to keep making art again. I mean, who wants to go back to the art table and I'm going to feel some shame? That is not it's not what gets me to want to make art. Joy is what gets me to make art. So I think it's important to just know that underneath our feelings are a thought, and that the best way to process it is just to name it and let it be here, and then get curious about it. And you know what? It is okay if you don't take your shopping cart back. It really is okay. And I don't think that any of us are doing anything wrong. And it's probably more of a perfectionistic type mentality for me to think that taking my shopping cart back is a spiritual principle. But I just wanted to share that with y'all because it was a real aha that. And I'll ask you a question. I have a good. This is a good question. What if we're not doing anything wrong? What if we're not doing anything wrong? Alrighty, well, I'm here at the next grocery store because the last grocery store didn't have all the ingredients that I needed to make taco soup. So I'm heading in to get the rest of the ingredients and love to you all.